So you work from home today?
Hey, good afternoon, everybody. This is the Two Old Farts. My name is Chuck.
And I'm Lou, and the one with all the headphones issues here and all that kind of stuff.
Between you not being able to hear me and me for 2 days in a row having tangent issues, I don't know what is going on with this. We
I,
got to maybe change the name of this podcast to like Two Technically Challenged Old Farts.
That'd probably be more like it, right?
Bless America. And everybody thought they were having problems with CrowdStrike and Microsoft last week and flights canceled and all that mess. We can't even get a podcast going with working computers.
Yeah, we were trying yesterday for about 15, 20 minutes. We had problems with the camera and stuff. Then I could hear you, but they come in broken.
After 15 minutes, it just ain't worth fooling. Oh, the wife just called. She must be on her way. I'm text her.
Maybe
So
we
let me
need
keep
to find.
entertaining real quick.
Maybe we should find a rich donor that would give us one of those nice buildings and set it up with all that expensive equipment and stuff like that.
Yeah, but you know what? We need more listeners, more downloads, and maybe we can afford a studio and producers
Speaking
and
of
all that
downloads,
mess.
how many have we had so far?
We've had a
You know
couple
what?
of days where there were no downloads, but it's consistent with where we've been. So, like on the 24th, we had nothing. So we're almost at 3,900. We're at 3894. We've had 3 downloads from Switzerland this month, 2 from the UK, 2 from South Africa, and we've had downloads from Maine to California and just about all the states in between. Arizona, Colorado, Texas, Oklahoma, Tennessee, Indiana, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Virginia. So,
Well,
you got people all around that maybe they just stumbled onto us. Maybe it was a mistake. I don't know.
well, maybe we can get some people from these little league baseball and the intermediate league baseball and softball. Canada's doing real good. I was watching them. They're doing the playoffs this weekend, and this week they start the championship series. I think Tuesday or Wednesday. I'm not quite sure which day for the intermediate league. That's 15, 16-year-olds. Or 15, 16. This team from South Carolina, one of the pitchers, 6'6", 200 pounds. On
Goodness.
that one team, they had one player that was 5'8", 135. Everybody else was like 5'10", 6'2", that type of thing. So where the hell these big boys come from?
These big kids, they go to these softball or baseball tournaments and then they get on these traveling leagues or traveling teams and they go all around the state. So these teams that travel, they can afford to be selective, if you will. And they
Yeah.
only go for the biggest, best, longest, fastest, best everything.
And I've been watching there's a team from Canada. They look really good. I think they may make the playoffs. And I was watching from the Caribbean, this team down there, not Puerto Rico, but one of the Pacific Asian teams and stuff like that. They look, they look pretty good. It's a lot of fun. Then this week, starting on the 4th, is from Gene Stallings Stadium in South Carolina. It's where that tournament's going to be. That'll be the 4th to the left, and the baseball on the 14th and 25th of August. So a lot of things to do and some teams to watch. We need to give some support and watch it.
Yeah, I watched a little bit of the North Carolina. I think it was West Texas this past weekend.
Yep.
I was looking at that game. Hey, did you watch any of the Olympics opening ceremony the other day?
No, I haven't paid any attention to the Olympics. I kind of was disappointed with some of the opening ceremony, so I haven't really paid much attention to it.
So I'm not too pleased with how they disrespected the Last Supper. I think that's inappropriate. They wouldn't do it with another prominent religion. So why do it with Christianity? I think that's weak, and that's probably as controversial and as political as you're gonna get from me or you on this podcast, because we try to remain neutral because there's other people out there that do that and do far better than us. But aside from that controversy, Celine Dion, if we sang her song "Fleet Eiffel," right? I got it. It was so great. And if you don't know anything about Celine Dion, there's a documentary on her right now. Can't remember if it's on Max or Amazon, but he had to quit because he's got this disease. Her body just stiffens up, and it's extremely painful. And she's making people come in to do this documentary in her house while she's doing whatever she's doing. She's not on with no makeup for her pulled back. She looks like just a normal housewife. It's just very sad. You should really watch it. I know mom would love it. Watch that Celine Dion special because oh my god, the opening ceremony was so great. But more importantly, we didn't know this and I missed it. One of my favorite metal bands, Bon Jovi, who's from Paris, they played during opening ceremonies.
Okay. Simone, I forgot her
Oh,
last name now. She's
Simone
doing
Biles.
yeah, she's doing real good. I saw a couple things on her, and I saw a couple of clips where she did a triple backflip or something like that, or a quadruple backflip on the
It's
board.
impressive.
Yeah, I'll be watching. But I've just been watching the little league. I mean, the baseball and stuff like that. I just like
Yeah,
high school, college
yeah, I
sport.
know.
You know,
Ah,
I just got turned off on the pros a few years ago when you got into the political aspect of it. Some things I think there's a proper place and time for all things. And
but the field is your business.
yeah, so
And, and once you get in the field, I think it's the business of your team. You have a platform. I think the platform is not on the field.
exactly.
But that's mine. It's my opinion. It's my thought life. You're like, and it doesn't matter. On the middle count, I'm not doing too good. We haven't been doing too good. We've been consistently right around the fifth, sixth place right now. It looks like Japan is doing the best.
Yeah, I saw this morning. We were what third? I think third place.
You know, we're six. We've got 3 gold, 8 silver, and 9 bronze. Japan has 6 gold, 2 silver, 4 bronze.
But I think overall,
Overall, we've got a lot of medals, but in order of precedence, we're sixth.
and overall medals, I thought we were like third, or something like that.
Overall medals, we got 20. And so right now, it looks like we're number 1 in medals. Number 2 is France. 3 is Japan. Japan and China tied at 12. So yeah, we're on the medal count. We have the most. In order of precedence, yeah, we don't have 3 gold. We got a lot of silver and bronze.
So I heard a little bit on I think it was the water polo or the rowing, one of those teams. They were doing pretty good and stuff like that. So no, I haven't really paid a whole lot of attention to it. Like I said, I've been watching the little league sports and just enjoying a lot of talent when you see those young kids, and you just hope they can keep developing and moving on into the big leagues and stuff. So
Yeah. And I missed the Red Sox or Yankees game Sunday, and I got caught up in something else and missed it. And then I know also on scene and Brenda mentioned, that there was 2 title fights on the UFC championship or the UFC 304, and we missed out on that. So maybe they'll have another good fight in UFC 305.
I,
You don't watch any UFC, do you?
no, I don't really
You
get
need
into the
you need to
UFC.
watch. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. You don't need to do the pay-per-view stuff. They've got a lot of UFC fights on ESPN like on Friday nights. Man, those guys get out.
I just boxing has never been I just
Boxing fan?
yeah. When you get out there and see two guys punching each other out, and same way with the UCF, I just never got into it that much. Now, if you want to talk about wrestling, I like to watch wrestling. I like to watch a little bit of WOW women's wrestling. They talk a lot of smack and get into it. It's all theatrical. I understand that, but it sure is a lot of fun to watch it and stuff like that. I guess I'm just getting old, but I got to tell you, we had a good concert the other night. I thought Aaron Lewis and those guys did pretty good. I don't know what I was expecting because I don't watch a lot, but I thought it was a good concert. Obviously, it's a great venue when you go to Floors. Yeah.
But
So
the only downfall for me on that concert, he did a lot of talking in between each song. I wished he would have kind of maybe cleaned it up a little bit and played one or two more songs.
I agree. The conversation, I guess that's probably what surprised me was was the conversation in between. Yeah, I would like to see a little bit more the music and those some of those things.
Yeah, he's very outspoken in his beliefs and political views. And again, I'm a big fan of musicians and concerts espousing those beliefs. I'm there for the music. I'm not really here politically.
Totally agree. I'm for the entertainment. I just want to go be entertained, have a good time with whoever it is I'm with, and go home.
And
You
and
know,
it doesn't matter if they're saying something that I like and want to hear, because there are others out there that probably disagree and they don't want to hear.
you're
So
right.
I think it's just best if you save that stuff for when you're not performing on stage, not on the court, not on the field. Save it for, your own podcast or
Absolutely.
press conferences or whatever that you like to do.
I,
That's
I
just my
have
preference.
I have no problems with it. Whatever somebody feels or how they feel about things, that's their choice, and
Like,
we give them that right by what we did in the military, and all of us, especially those who gave their all. But I think there's a proper place and time for all things.
yep, we don't have to agree, but we do need to be respectful.
Exactly. Well, I will tell you, I'm looking forward to going to Oklahoma to our football game.
It's gonna be cold there, man. It's gonna be at the end of November. It's gonna be cold and windy. So you better bring your snow Johns, and you better bring your old.
I'll do that. But let me tell you why I'm so excited about it. I didn't really think too much about it. First off, the conference, the SEC is going to be loaded this year. The two games I got checked out. I think it's going to be 2 weekends. I think it's going to be critical for Alabama. One is November 2nd. We have a bye that week. And then we go play LSU, then play versus, then we play Oklahoma, okay?
And
Then you go down to Oklahoma, November 16th, they have a bye. And guess who they play the next week? Us, Alabama. I think those 2 weekends are going to be really important to the program. It's like going into Auburn. When you have a bye going into Auburn, you get a chance to just do some things, make some adjustments, and those kind of things. And,
we usually take our bye before LSU. We don't take it before Auburn,
good.
because by that point you should be a well-oiled machine, or at least know what you've got. But the biggest problem is the stairs are usually banged up at that thing and get taken over.
And the other thing, I did some research. How many schools where the coaches has had more than three? That's had three or four coaches that have won more than 100 games
Just
in their
one.
career. Number one is Oklahoma. They've had four coaches that have won more than 100 games. Stoops, 190. Switzer, 157. Bud Wilkinson, 145. And a guy named Owen, way back in the day, 122. There's
Yeah,
one, two, three.
he's not young. Good story. They're consistently up, and
There's one, two, three, four, five, six teams that have had three coaches that have won more than 100 games. One is Alabama, Bryant at 287, Saban at 165, and Frank Thomas at 146. So you start looking at some of that history behind these programs, and you can see why they're so good. Then you got Georgia Tech; they had Bobby Dodd, Alexander, and Heisman. Then you got Michigan with Schembechler, Yost, and Carr. Ohio State with Woody Hayes, Cooper, and Tressel. Southern Cal with McKay, Jones, and Robinson. Then Tennessee, Nayland, Fulmer, and Majors. So you look at that history of those programs, you can see
the
why they.
traditions, the rich traditions, and why those goals are so, exalted or revered when it comes to football. Even when they're having down years, they'll still talk to them because, because they are so good and they have been, and it's just a matter of time before they get back up there again.
Exactly. And I'm excited about watching football. This not just for Alabama. I
Just
want to tell
college
you,
football in general.
college football in general. I think Texas is going to be loaded. It's going to be
Yes, sir.
it's going to be interesting to see what Manning does. There's a lot of talk about maybe he should transfer to a place where he could start.
That's up to that young man. He's got to
That
make
do
that decision.
a lot of times. I think sitting behind somebody and waiting your turn and being loyal to the team pays off down the road. Down the road, being the NFL and all those kind of things. And the more I read about Jalen Milrow, the more excited I am for him this year. He's just, then you throw in Oklahoma, I think they're going to be strong. I think Pollard is going to be all right. And you just can't take anybody. I think Tennessee going to get back in the game. It's going to be good. I'm excited. That's why
You know,
I got.
so, you mentioned things in college sports, not pro, and it dawned on me that I saw in passing, didn't read the article, I wish I had, but I've got it pulled up now. Yeah. It's this kid, quote, star softball player with a $1 million NIL deal.
Who's that?
Interesting. They got Missouri, a candidate. She left Stanford to transfer to Texas Tech because they got her $1 million NIL deal.
Oh, wow.
That's the power of the NIL right there, Dad. But women's softball, okay? This ain't college football. It's
Yeah,
just a matter of time before other schools, softball players. It's only a matter of time before soccer. It's just a matter of time.
it
Because it
is.
just isn't about football. It's about basketball. It's about all the sports to
Well,
make that college.
there is entertaining, and soccer is becoming more worldwide. It has always been in most of
It's
the other
becoming
countries.
your starting point.
And it looks like we might be getting a major league baseball team here. Hopefully, the next few years in San Antonio. There's big talk about. You don't think they're gonna build that stadium downtown?
It doesn't matter if they build it, Dad. We couldn't even get a pro soccer team here. And if there's
But
one damn sport in this town that they show up and show out for, it's soccer. You know it.
yeah,
Boston got the damn soccer team. Dad. We didn't.
that's true. We had an opportunity a few years ago to make this San Antonio team in a higher league than what it is now.
I don't think we're ever going to be a big market sports team. We're soon to overtake Philadelphia in size and replace them as the sixth largest. All we got is basketball. That's it. We don't have
Yeah,
football. We don't have baseball. We don't have hockey.
and I think you touched on it, a few episodes back. We just don't have the economic here in San Antonio. We need some businesses that are. We got a lot of businesses making money, but we don't. I don't think they have the businesses that are so on a national level.
I don't think we ever will get it
You know,
because they're competing against Houston and Dallas right there.
yeah.
Why would you go there when? Why would you come here when you could go to?
You see, you and I talked here a couple of times. If we were just smart and go up to Austin on that the the highways that bypass Austin, and you go out there where the other motor speedway is, stuff like that, and build some venues out there and build some transportation systems and stuff. I think in San Antonio, Austin, you could really bring it together. I don't think there's enough money or political pull for either one of those cities individually, but collectively, since they're so close together. And now you go from San Antonio to Austin on 35. It's just a hot skip and a jump, so to speak. You go
Yeah,
one
it's only
town.
like 74 miles, but it takes you an hour and a half because of traffic.
Yeah,
Yeah,
but if you built that interstate system out
we need
around,
high-speed rail between these two cities. Mayor Henry Cisneros in the 80s, one of the best visionaries knew was in my age at that time. He saw the vision of the San Antonio Austin Metroplex. And
Yeah.
he advocated putting a big airport in between the two, somewhere maybe around San Marcos or something. High-speed rail and all of that stuff in between, because he knew the economic engine between these two cities would be great.
Yeah.
And nothing has happened.
Money gets you talking, and you get Jerry Jones and those guys from Houston that get all the money and stuff like that. And sometimes I think it just kind of
It's
takes away.
disappointing. That's what it is, because we as the consumer citizen, we suffer behind.
But if you take the loyalty that San Antonio has, support that this city gives, like to the Spurs, uh, if you can get a venue in here and spend a little bit of money into it, it's there. The people will support it. The problem is, I think most of us just don't have the economic means to support it on a weekly basis like they do in a lot of these major cities and stuff like that.
Minor league baseball team, it's not an expensive outing. Soccer is not that expensive, and when we had a hockey team, it's not an expensive outing either.
Yeah.
But they sold our hockey team. We lost the old baseball team, and then they brought in another baseball team. But here's the biggest problem. If you remember back in the 80s, our baseball team was aligned with the LA Dodgers
Mm-hmm.
and the San Antonio Dodgers. So you had that big run because of the Dodgers. And then now, at least in previous minor league team was aligned with the San Diego Padres. San Diego? For real? Where's the excitement in that? Why aren't we aligned with the Rangers or the Astros?
Exactly. Yeah. Because
Why aren't we one of those farm teams?
when you get out around San Antonio, you will see a lot of folks that support those two teams, the Astros and the Rangers. But it goes back again. If you had that rail system, you could probably do some more.
I don't know a whole lot about baseball, but when I was living in Massachusetts for the year, I got really smart. There was a thing in Ohio called it was the Thomas Pawtucket, and they were the Pawtucket Red Sox, or the Red Sox as they were called. My God, families turned out, the kids getting the balls signed by the players. But here's the biggest deal: they are the AA affiliate of the Boston Red Sox. So you could see any one of their players who was injured or rehabbing down there at the ticket. So they would be out there playing against other players. And
Right.
like if one of their star pitchers or first or second baseman or outfielder was injured and working and rehabbing, man, those Red Sox tickets would sell out because of
Exactly. Totally agree.
so if we had that same thing with Houston or the Rangers, you would have more interest in it going up to these baseball minor league games because you're invested in the major league team.
Yeah. I don't know if they still. I know when I was with Whataburger, every year in the spring, we always had either the Astros or the Rangers that would come on a tour. And I would tell you, when they used to come to one of my stores at Ernie's store off of Vance Jackson 410. We let the word out that they were going to be there a certain day, a certain time. It was unreal. The turnout for people to come out just to meet the players and get the autographs and the shirts and stuff like that. And they'd only be there for an hour or two.
That's what you need. And the same thing with minor league soccer, because they're supposed to be affiliates of whatever league of the big league, the MLS. So you see these young players that are coming up, and then they go up into the bigger league, or sometimes something happens and they go out of the big league and they come down to the little leagues. And when you have those commercial tie-ins, that's what draw attendance in these things. And that's what you build attendance on, because you grew up watching these players and you see them move to the major league team in soccer, and you're invested in the team and the player because you saw them coming up the whole time.
Exactly. So maybe one of these days we'll get there.
And
Probably beyond my time and your time, but
Yeah, aside from all of this BS we've been talking about, it's been a couple of weeks. We went to Sierra Lewis, as you said, and I spent most of the last week down at the coast, sat in the room because the whole room didn't get out on the beach too much. In concert this Friday at Stable Home with the work people. We're gonna be hanging out with them again. What else? What else? We got a trip to San Diego next month for
How long you gonna be out there?
just a week.
Okay.
Since it's right in the middle of. Yeah, Larry Fleet is the guy I'm gonna go see. I don't know anything about him. My friend told me all about him. He's raving about him, so we went and got the tickets. And then the next week, Britt and I are going to Austin to see one of our all-time favorite bands, the Pretenders. Like, we're gonna be up in Austin, so I got to drive up to Austin to see him. But I'm so stoked. I got to see her. She's in Chrissy
So
Hahn, the
you got to
lead singer
drive up
from
there and drive back. That
Big Mountain.
other than traffic, it's not that bad of a drive.
Mackenzie's coming home today. She's kind of ended, so she's gonna be hanging out here for maybe a week or so, and then she'll head back. Then the other job that she has starts back out. So she's gonna be doing that the week after next, the day before your birthday. Brenda and I are getting new retiree ID cards. You may not know this, but you need to know this because in 2026, the old retiree ID cards won't be good anymore. You need to make an
Oh yeah.
appointment and get the new kind. They look like the common access cards, the white ones with the little chip in your picture,
Mm-hmm.
and they go up and down like this, not like the retiree ID card.
Okay.
So you need to make an appointment for you and mom, and you'll get a new one, and it'll be that same white plastic, but it will be up and down. No, it'll be just like the other that you have. It'll be side to side with your picture. Everybody's gonna get one.
Yeah, I just had to get my VA ID card renewed. I did not know they expired
Hey, we
until.
did not know that either.
And a couple of weeks ago, I was at an appointment, and so I went in. And I had tried about a month ago to do it 3 weeks ago, something like that. And I sat there a couple of hours, nobody called my name, so I just got mad and left. So I went in and I told the guy, I said, "Are you gonna make me wait? Or y'all gonna call me this time?" He said, "What do you mean?" So I told him, and he said, "No, we'll call you." So a few minutes later, he called me up. And we just did it right there at the table. He filled out all the forms. He said, "We'll mail it to you." I said, "All right." So I got
Yeah,
it this
I still
week.
haven't gotten it yet. Can you believe that?
Do what?
I still haven't gotten mine yet.
Yeah.
And,
Well, I'm gonna reach out to one of my friends and have her on as a guest here pretty soon, and maybe we can talk a little bit about leadership and Whataburger and stuff like that. Maybe get Uncle Bobby back.
hey, one last thing before we wrap this up. Did you see the news yesterday about that pizza that rolled off of that tractor trailer and fell onto the highway yesterday? Do you live in San Antonio? You do. So, oh my God. So it happened yesterday. It says falls off flatbed truck during transport along I-10, but it's not a tank. It's a hiatus. Yeah, the tractor trailer it fell off of it. I don't know. It was coming. It was either going to or coming from Camp Bullis. I can't quite tell.
What
Happened yesterday about 4 o'clock near the Worthbach exit on I-10.
did the driver? Is it that one driver got killed?
No, how would the driver
No,
get killed?
I thought I saw one maybe last week where off of 10 downtown where it went off a ramp down there. I thought the driver got killed or something. I'm not sure.
No, the truck just fell off the back. Driver safe.
All right, that's good.
You gotta pay attention to what's going on here in town, Dad. There's a whole lot of stuff going on. I had traffic backed up on I-10. You didn't even know it.
Well, that's because I don't get on I-10 no more than I have to. I'll check the intersection of 10 and 1604 if we're going to go out that way. And other than that, I don't mess with it. I know all
I
that.
got peace. That's all I want to know.
Well, what's that almost black label T-shirt you got there?
Black Label Society. It's a
I thought maybe it was black label beer.
Black
I
Label
hadn't,
Society.
I hadn't seen any black label beer in a long time.
I didn't even know that existed. No,
Oh
it's
yeah,
Black Label. That beer. Yeah,
yeah,
I used to drink that when I was underage because it was
yeah.
cheap.
Because that was cheap stuff you could afford to buy. But It didn't make any difference.
One's black labeled.
Yeah. All right.
All righty. You take care, Wolf.
You too. Behave, and
I'm a turtle.
we'll see you next time.
So,
All right.
bye,
Love
buddy.
you. Bye.
Love
Love
you too, Dad.
everybody.